So as the sun sets on this December 23rd, 2019 day, just want to honor the life of Ram Dass. Richard Alpert was his given name, who was a Harvard professor who was doing research with psychedelics in the 60s with Timothy Leary, and went to India and had a spiritual awakening where one of the stories is he gave his spiritual teacher a bunch of LSD, and the guy never changed his state. The medicine never affected him, and which is to suggest that the state he was already in was this altered state, or that he was just so evolved it just didn't affect him to be putting in this highly potent chemical. And I didn't study with Ram Dass, but I've been inspired by him on many levels over the years. And one of the teachings I've heard from him is about how we have this personality that is developed where we are trying to achieve something. Like right now, I have a personality that's trying to further my work as a coach, and my identification as somebody who helps people and coaches people is part of my personality structure that Ram Dass suggested that we really question and look at and watch, and that one of his big pieces of advice that I was inspired by is to become nobody, to really drop the programming that has been given to us by our parents out of a place for wanting goodness for us and helping us to be successful and surviving and deciding to become a doctor. When I was growing up, I was encouraged to become an engineer or a doctor. And it's a funny story. One day I got so fed up with my parents encouraging me to do that, I told my mom, "That's it. I'm going to become a writer," thinking like she would think that would be a horrible job that would never make any money. And now I'm becoming a writer, which is kind of funny. And that was a part of my rebellion at the time, that I was taking a lot of psychedelics in my college years, where I was really just wanting to come to a place of following my heart and doing what felt to be the right path for me. I became a Whitewater River guide right out of college, while working at the Salk Research Institute part-time. And I would spend 2 weeks at the Salk Institute doing cognitive neuroscience research, surfing Black's Beach every morning in La Jolla. And then I would spend 2 weeks as a Whitewater River guide on the Kern River. And I just created what it was that I wanted to be doing in life. I just asked, hey, could I work part-time for both companies? And they agreed that I could. And so I don't know that path that I'm describing is really me becoming nobody, but it's me really dropping the ideas or the personality or the persona that I had been developing earlier in my life up until really I began taking psychedelics at about 19, which was to become, a successful college graduate, educated, career-driven person trying to make money and have the house and the retirement account, and really just becoming the one who listens to what's inside. And so my interpretation of Ram Dass's encouragement of be nobody is to really question who it is that you believe yourself to be, and to consider that maybe that is just a mask that's been put on, and that we can let go of that and tap into something deeper. And that deeper thing is what he would call the soul. Whether or not you believe in a religious idea of the soul, to me, the concept of the soul is the idea that there's a part of us that is more compassionate and more loving and more accepting and more generous and less trying and less resisting and less pushing to become or prove or need anything to be a certain way, but really just has a deep well of trust inside that is a place that when we tap into, everything is okay. And I love tapping into that place. And if you haven't experienced it, it's a beautiful thing. And Ram Dass was a beautiful man. If you don't know him, I highly encourage you to look him up and learn about his wonderful life. And Ram Dass, just sending you so much love and gratitude for your service to this world and this planet, to humankind.